what's up? So welcome to a full day of eating video and whatever else this day entails. I don't know if these are helpful, so please let me know. I'll stop making them if they're annoying. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the gym. It's almost 9 o'clock and I'm dreading it because I'm watching my parents' house right now, and the gym that I'm going to, although it is only like $12 a month, it's too small and it gets crowded. And it's legit too small for the amount of members that it has, and it drives me insane. But you gotta do what you gotta do. After that, I have to go down to Roseville, and I have to do a kidney scan. Just kind of make sure that, well, to be honest, I'm dealing with possible stricture again. So I've been having some peeing issues along with some kidney function issues, so they just want to make sure that it's not like being caused by the stricture. If it is, then it'd be a little bit more urgent to fix it. So that is what I'm currently doing today. I don't want to go to this kidney scan thing, and I'm kind of half tempted to skip it just because it's right in the middle of the day. But I haven't worked out yet, so I'm in a bad mood. We'll see how the day unfolds. Until then, I'm gonna stop talking and go work out and fight the crowds. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, back from my workout, and that was fun. Not really. I'm in an awkward spot because I don't have a lot of time, but I'm hungry, but I gotta get the scan done, and I don't want to be all full for an abdominal scan, and yeah, so I'm probably just gonna save my lunch until after the scan is done, so I'm a little hangry right now. But I'm just going to jump in the shower, get ready, and leave because it's about 30 minutes away or so, and I gotta be there a little bit early. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. So I was totally not up for it, and I canceled my appointment, so now I'm just gonna eat lunch instead. Sometimes you are just not feeling it. I didn't feel like driving. I didn't feel like holding my urine. So the results of that scan to be announced. In the meantime, I'm going to make some, well, I guess a brunch. Well, it's noon, but yeah. So I'm gonna be making some sauteed zucchini, some scrambled eggs, and then sweet potato. I'm gonna get going on that. So for the potato, I want to kind of teach you a little tip. I've done this before, but I want to explain it a little bit just for anyone who this is the first video you're seeing. So this is a Japanese sweet potato. I've microwaved it before cooking it on the iron skillet just because it's faster and it's pretty tasty. It's almost it's caramelized and stuff like that, as opposed to just eating it heated up microwave. You can also roast it beforehand. It's even more tasty when you use the oven and you just roast off a bunch of them at once, because they retain the moisture and they caramelize, and it's amazing. But due to lack of time, I just used the microwave today. So I'm just going to cut this up into little saute size pieces, and that's how I cook my sweet potato the majority of the time because it's delicious. here's my lunch. I'm someone who likes ketchup with eggs and potatoes, but I'm trying to cut back on sugar and stuff and just random shit in my diet. I did put sriracha on there though. So this is like a Whole30 approved ketchup. It's unsweetened. It's alright. It's not, you know, ketchup, but the only thing that's in it is balsamic vinegar, salt, organic onion powder, organic garlic powder, organic spices. It tastes alright. It tastes a little bit balsamic vinegary. I wouldn't have used balsamic. I'm probably gonna try and make my own ketchup at some point, but it's just a little too strong for ketchup. So, nice try, Primal Kitchen, but I'll have to see if I could do better. But for now, this is lunch, and I am going to eat it. So it's been a few hours. It's currently like almost 4. I ended up going to that ultrasound appointment that I thought I canceled, but apparently I didn't because I did it online. So yeah, I did that. I won't get the results probably for a few days, but that was awkward. It's always strange having to like, she was like scanning my bladder and my kidney, so I had to like pull my pants down, and it was, having strangers in your private parts is always just weird. And I just ate, so I was like super bloated. So yeah, that was fun. I was trying to avoid that situation, and it did not work. I am going to drink the rest of this coffee and then go out for a run and then cook dinner. So I will see you back at dinner time. Hey guys, what's up? So back for my run. Took Carly for a walk. What you doing? Okay, so now it's dinner time. I'm doing pork tenderloin, and this is from Butcher Box. If you're interested in trying Butcher Box, you can use the link down below. I'm not affiliated with them, but like you do get refer a friend little bonus points, both you and I. I think the special is like ground beef for life or something like that now. Carly, stop. Okay, and Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna roast those. And then, of course, sweet potato. I'm gonna do a mashed sweet potato. I'm gonna put this in the microwave for a little bit. And yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna get started on this. I'm gonna start with the pork loin. I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna season that and all that. Okay, so here's my pork loin. I wanna show you something that's kind of important. If you can see, there's this little bit of sheath right here. You want to take that off because it just gets, it's a bit chewy. So how you do that, like so, just get a knife, make sure it's sharp, and then kind of get underneath it, like so. Let's see if you can see, sorry. And then just slowly take it off. Sharp knife is really helpful when it comes to taking this off. So if your knife is dull, it's gonna be a big pain in the booty. So yeah, that's about it. There wasn't much on there. Not a big deal. If you forgot, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I like I like my meat tender, and that's what she said. Or didn't, I don't know. People keep asking what my dick looks like post phalloplasty, so here you go. Yep, that's about it. So now I'm gonna put this here. This is dirty. Make sure you keep your station sanitized, kids. Okay, so here's my loin. I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt. You can also brine the pork tenderloins, and it tastes pretty amazing since they are pretty lean. but I don't got time for a brine. This is also a good substitute for chicken when you're tired of it. If you eat pork, it's a good little substitute. If you're a vegan, I'm sorry, you probably don't even watch me anymore. Okay, so I'm using this seasoning from Trader Joe's. It's called 21 Seasoning Salute. It's just got onion, spices, pepper, celery seed, cayenne pepper, marjoram, bay leaf, oregano, thyme, savory, rosemary, cumin, mustard, coriander, garlic, carrot, orange peel, tomato granules, lemon juice powder, oil of lemon, and citric acid. So I feel like this is going to go nicely, and I'm lazy and don't want to make my own spice mix, so thanks Trader Joe's. Alright, so there's my loin all seasoned up. It's beautiful. Now I'm going to sear it on all sides and then put it in the oven very shortly. Got this iron skillet. I'm just going to heat this up. Put a little bit of avocado oil in it. You don't need a whole lot, just enough to like coat the pan. If you can see how much is in there. Now the pan's hot. I'm just gonna take my tongs, put this in here. Gonna have to like circle around the pan a little bit. My pan's not really big enough for this thing. It's too big. Now we got it cooking. Gonna sear it on all sides, and then we're gonna finish it in the oven, which is set to 375. Probably only take about 10 minutes. These cook pretty quickly, and you don't want to overcook them. You want to pull this out of the oven at about 140 to 145 degrees. If you don't have a thermometer for the meat, it's about time you get one so you don't overcook it. You want to flip it when it's got a nice golden brown color to it. I'm going to do this on each side, like I said. It takes a little time for each side, but it's honestly pretty quick depending on how hot your pan is. Mine's pretty hot right now. Okay, so now you can see that it is seared all the way around. I'm going to put this in the oven for 10 minutes. Okay, so now I'm gonna prep these Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna show you a little secret. So a lot of people have a hard time eating Brussels sprouts because, you know, it makes them gassy. But one way to prevent that a little bit more so is to cut these little butts of the Brussels sprout off, because this is really hard to digest and it's gonna, you know, make you a little farty. So if you cut that off, just the little tip, and then cut in half, that's how I'm gonna cut all of them and save myself a little bit of trouble in the stomach area. So yeah, I'll just get prepping these. So while the Brussels sprouts are cooking, I'm just letting my meat rest here. It's good to let meat rest for a good like 10 to 15 minutes at least, just so that when you cut into it, all the juices don't run out, or if it has any cooking left to do, it'll carry over cook, so the temperature is actually gonna rise, which is why I'm like, oh damn, I wish I didn't pull it out over 145, but you know, sometimes shit happens. So I'm gonna make my mashed sweet potato here. Right. I'm not putting any fat in it because I've already gotten to most of my fats for the day. So just a little bit of salt. Gonna mush it up. If you want, you can put some ghee in here, some butter, or some coconut oil. Those would be my suggestions. good to go. Alright, so here's the Brussels sprouts. I like mine nice and crispy on the outside, or just generally crispy. So you might like them a little less done. It's up to you, but this is how I like mine. They're delicious. Now I'm just gonna plate everything up. Looking good. And for 6 ounces of meat, that's what generally fulfills my protein goal if I get that at every meal. Yeah, perfect. You can't even see what I'm doing. Alright, so here it is. 6 ounces of pork tenderloin, Brussels sprouts, and sweet potatoes. It is time to eat. So it's time for dessert. I've made this dessert like a million times on here, but it's still a good option because it gives me sufficient protein and it's tasty, it's sweet, so you know. So I do the PB Fit and this Biochem whey chocolate protein, and I just do 1 serving of, you want to see what I'm doing? So I just do 1 serving of the protein powder. I always weigh out my protein powder because you never know, like it says 2 scoops, but 2 scoops could be heaping scoops or it could be packed scoops. So serving size is 31 grams. I just weigh it out. That's the best way to be exact with everything. Same with this. So serving size for this is 12 grams and I do 2 servings. So it's gonna be 24 grams. Then I make a mess. So there is that. Then I just come over here to the sink. I just add water to it until it gets to the right consistency. So this is the consistency that I like to get it to. If you have the macros for carbs, you can like dip things in it, like bananas or apples or strawberries. Those are perfect, but they're not quite in season yet, but they're delicious in here. So on that note, I want to talk to you a little about something that I'm going to be running in May, if you are interested. So, I was going to do this in April, but since I have surgery coming up, it's just going to be a little too hard for me to be able to do, because I'm going to be stressed out, and this is a little bit of a, it's not like super stressful, but it's a little bit more effort and thought that I'm going to be implementing in May. So what am I doing in May? Let me get to the point. So I'm going to be running a Whole30 in May. I'm going to be doing it myself. I'm going to create like a Facebook group so that anyone who is interested in joining, it's going to be free, just to hop on into the group. When I get it up, I'll like post the link and everything. It's going to be starting on May 1st. So if you don't know what Whole30 is, I'm going to link that down below. I've kind of been like, I've done it a few times before, and I think that everyone should do it at least once in their life. I have been kind of like anti-Whole30 for a bit just because it is so strict and does, you know, it's a little bit of a mind fuck, but it's only 30 days. So that's just something to keep in mind. This is not something that you need to sustain for the rest of your life, but it is a really, really good way to pay attention to what you're eating. So I'll show you the restrictions when it comes to this, so you kind of get an idea of how strict it is, and it's pretty strict. But so here you go. Let me see if you can actually. Okay, yeah. So for 30 days. Do not consume any added sugar, real or artificial. Do not consume alcohol in any form, not even for cooking. Do not eat grains. This includes, but is not limited to, wheat, rye, barley, oats, corn, rice, millet, bulgur, sorghum, sprouted grains, and all gluten-free pseudo-cereals like quinoa, amaranth, and buckwheat. This also includes all the ways we add wheat, corn, and rice into our foods in the form of bran, germ, starch, and so on. I had to read that one just to, you know. No grains, like legit, it means no grains. no legumes. So yeah, no beans or anything, no peanut butter, anything like that, because yes, peanuts are legumes. So no dairy, except for ghee, that is allowed, but no dairy. Do not consume carrageenan, MSG, or sulfites. Carrageenan is easier to avoid nowadays. They used to put it in a lot of like almond milks and stuff like that. They use it as a thickener, so just be a little careful. Totally fucks with your stomach too, so just avoid that if it makes it farty. Do not consume baked goods, junk foods, or treats with approved ingredients. So no like remaking desserts, that sort of thing, because it's all about like the mental and emotional aspect or connection with food as well. So you're kind of breaking that coping mechanism when it comes to this program, and that is what I like about it the most. Basically, it forces you to not use food as a coping mechanism. So I've seen people lose their mind. The first week is definitely the hardest. The first 3 days are like the hardest. But yeah, if you're interested in joining me in this, we'll be putting together groups so there is support. It's a lot easier to actually complete when you have support. I will give you more information on that as it gets closer. But that's just kind of what I'm up to. That will mean that this dessert will not be like able to be during Whole30. I'm gonna have to get rid of any sort of like protein powder, anything like that. But I don't really eat a whole lot of grains and all that sugar or anything anyways, so. But anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. That is all. I did have kombucha today that I didn't show you. I treated myself to a kombucha. So that rounds up this day, a full day of eating. Hopefully these videos are helpful for you. If not, let me know. But I'm not trying to cut or like bulk right now. I'm just maintaining health up until surgery. I have surgery in 9 days. So of course I'm gonna make another video about that and my arm and all that. Stay tuned, and I will leave for now and stop talking. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Peace out, and I'll see you next time.